Welcome back. Let me start by saying diversity of culture is not our greatest strength. Never has been, never will be. Diversity of thought and thinking, ideas, that's a strength. A country of broken ethics cannot survive. Humans are tribal by nature. And that's what helped us survive for so long. We'd band together in our little tribes, pulling our resources, defence together, and helping our community stay strong, helping one another. But now with the influx of so many people who don't share our laws, our beliefs, and have absolutely no intention of integrating, as we've seen in France in the last couple of days. France is not their home. Despite the fact they was born there, they have no connection. They'll burn everything to the ground. Because they don't believe it's home. It isn't how they feel. It isn't what they believe in. So it'll never be their home. A proud community would never burn its own houses down, make its community suffer for no good reason. Yes, I know the lad was shot, but I always like to think that there's two sides to every story, and we have not heard the story of the policeman yet. Should not have shot him, 100% agree there. But this is no excuse to go on riots through designer handbag shops. Stealing cars and motorbikes from their showrooms. Pulling people that don't look like them out of cars and beating them up. It's an absolute disgrace because they don't want to integrate. They don't want to be French. And that's a shame, because I'm sure there is some genuine people immigrating to France that would love to live the French lifestyle. Be in the city of love, see the beautiful artwork, architecture. What has happened to France? It used to be such a beautiful place, and now it's just a war zone. Just like what happened in Sweden, you know, beautiful Sweden, let in untold numbers of immigrants and the whole country went down the pot. Grenade attacks nightly, rioting in the streets, police scared to go places, ambulance workers unwilling to go to calls. What has happened to us? Angela Merkel, that's what happened. And she just opened the door and let in millions upon millions of immigrants unchecked. What do you think was going to happen? Germans, don't let them use your history against you. Yes, it's a dark history, but the son, the daughter do not pay for the crimes of the parents. Remember that. And this is why here in Britain we voted to leave the EU. Not because we hate the people of Europe. How could we ever hate the people of Europe? Britain's made up of German, Nordic, French. That's our ancestry. We could never turn our backs on the people of Europe, as proved in the last 120 years. We'll never do that. But the EU is undemocratic and is the perfect tool for these globalist nut jobs. Make no mistake trying to ruin Europe. This stuff isn't accidental. To make an omelette, you have to smash some eggs. You can't rebuild something that's already standing. They are trying to burn Europe to the ground, and one day they're going to succeed. And I'd hate to think what would come of it, because it won't be good. So I say to my brothers and sisters in Europe, let's get back together, but not under a forceful union. Let's get back together on cooperation, helping one another, because that's how we succeeded in the first place. So I say to the people of Europe, leave the EU, because it will only bring you suffering and pain. As you can see from the events of the last 10 years, it's not working. It'll never work. A community, a country can only be strong if all its people pull the same way. And the countries of Europe are pulling themselves apart. Cultural diversity doesn't work. It has never worked. It'll never work. If a culture does not share the laws of the culture it's trying to integrate, how can it work? All you end up with is a subculture of people that don't belong.
Bâtiment à feu. Le bâtiment il a...
Have no connection to the country, the community that they live in. So all I'm left with is this subculture of people who do not belong, do not care, live by their own laws, and ultimately want the destruction of the country that they live in, because they don't belong, so why should anybody else?
Utter failure of mass migration. What you're witnessing is second, third, fourth generation descendants of migrants who hate the country in which they live.
They have such disdain for the laws. You can clearly see in the videos they just don't care.
Because France is no longer France.
And a country with no laws is no country at all. It's our laws that made us the countries that we used to be. Not now, because as you can quite clearly see, we have lost control. We have lost control of our civilization, and a civilization with no control is doomed to fail. History has proven this with the amount of fallen civilizations, for whatever reason. So we must never forget that the Western society is not too big to fail. It can fail, and we're allowing it to fail right now. So we need to get control right now. Don't wait till it's too late, because in my opinion, we're already at a turning point. So wake up, people of Europe, wake up. That's it for today's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in another video.